Inflation is at a fresh 30-year high. Everything is going up in price and everyone's running around like headless chickens because of what's going on. But don't worry, because in this video I have 8 ways in how you can save money during these times to ensure that you will be able to live a much more stress-free life no matter what the economic climate. Let's go.
I work hard each and every day. I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change.
Hey everyone, it's Lewis back again with another video, and today let's save some money and sail through inflation like it's nothing. Okay, so inflation is at its highest since monthly records began in 1990 when I was a 1-year-old. Thanks to major price hikes to the likes of petrol, energy and groceries, we're staring down the barrel of 7% inflation from the previous year. Now there are several factors to this, including the current crisis in Ukraine, the overall economic recovery from the pandemic, and quite frankly, the government's poor recent monetary policies. But you don't want to know about any of that. The news is depressing enough, right? Instead, you want to know how you can actually save money in ways that actually work so you can keep more of the money that you make in your pocket as opposed to it going to everyone else. So let's start with number 1, which is get a smart meter. Now it's safe to say that you need a smart meter in your home right now. The majority of the tariffs that people have held this year ended in March to April, which conveniently was at the exact same time that the new energy price cap kicked in, prompting a massive 50% plus increase in our gas and electricity bills, and it's scheduled to go up again in October of this year. Now this new cap is so high compared to the previous that at the moment it is actually cheaper to go to your current provider's standard variable tariff than it is to switch to somewhere else. So if you can, book an appointment with your provider to get a smart meter as soon as possible, as the benefits of having one are outstanding, especially now. They're free to install, they provide you with real-time stats of your energy usage, they communicate directly with your supplier so you don't have to submit meter readings manually all of the time, and you will only be charged for your usage only and nothing more. And also they provide the UK power networks with all of the stats that they need. For example, they can get you back on the grid if there's a power cut straight away without you having to contact them. Now, unfortunately, I am still trying to book an appointment with my current provider, which is EDF. Unfortunately, they haven't had appointments since like forever. So this one may take some time because the majority, if not all of the providers, are backed up with appointment requests. But at least put a reminder in your calendar every single day if you have to, just to check if there are any available slots on any given day for you to get one. So number 2 is buy household essentials in bulk and on sale or promotion. Now this one might sound quite obvious, but I'm honestly not certain as to how many people actually do this, so I thought I'd include it. Buying your household essentials in bulk and on promotion or on sale where available can be a game changer. I'm talking the likes of food and drink, toilet roll, toothpaste, feminine care, deodorants, you know the rest. Having a look on Amazon or simply going to a cheaper store can be a real help. If you shop at Waitrose but are finding it incredibly difficult to actually afford the things you're getting in there, swallow your pride and go to Lidl. Or even Sainsbury's. It's where we currently shop in this household, and they do Aldi price matching, so they have a lot of products that are much more cheaper than they were before. Plus, with the Nectar loyalty scheme, they have Nectar prices, so the things that you regularly buy will be cheaper thanks to this ongoing promotion. And this leads me on to number 3, which is look down the shelves when shopping for essentials and stop buying branded. Okay, so this is going to be a bit contentious, but the price difference between the premium Heinz baked beans and the store's own branded baked beans is staggering. And let me be blunt with you. If you say there's a difference in the taste, you're lying. There just isn't. Buying branded will at least double your weekly food shop bill. So again, it's all about swallowing your baked bean pride and buying the own branded stuff. Before we shopped at Sainsbury's, just because it's local to our area now, we used to shop at Asda before we moved. And I can confidently say that I love both Asda's and Sainsbury's own products, and they're at least half the price, sometimes more than the branded stuff. If you're already doing this, consider just simply looking further down the shelves and buying some of the value products that stores provide. For example, here is 4 examples of a tin of chopped tomatoes that you can buy in Sainsbury's. There's branded, Sainsbury's Taste the Difference, Sainsbury's own brand, or Sainsbury's Hubbard's discounted brand. And again, I challenge you to notice a difference in the quality of meals that you make with the Hubbard's tomatoes compared with the branded ones or the Taste the Difference ones. You won't be able to, but you'll save a ton of money. So number 4, review your subscriptions. Chances are you have one or several subscriptions that take money out of your bank account each and every month. These are probably the likes of Netflix, Disney+, Amazon Prime, Spotify, and more than likely something from Apple, such as iCloud or maybe even Fitness+. Now it's time to review these as well. What do you actually use and what don't you use? Anything that you don't use and just have around for convenience or because everyone else does, it's time to cut. For the ones that you do use, you could save some more money here. So both Netflix and Disney Plus have recently raised their prices. For example, with Netflix, you may not need the highest tier of pricing that they offer, which is now a staggering $15.99 a month for a 4K Ultra HD resolution and access on up to 6 devices at a time. This premium tier is now costing you almost £200 a year just so you can watch Stranger Things in a better resolution. Ouch. If you don't have a 4K TV and you live by yourself or only with your partner, you don't need that. Now, I do have a 4K TV, but I still recently cut down from that Premier tier to the standard tier, which is $10.99 a month. So there's a $5 saved each month, which is £60 saving for the year. And there's also the basic tier, which only costs $6.99 a month. It literally gives you like 2 or 3 devices. If you live by yourself, it's perfect. And again, with Disney Plus, they give you the option to pay for the entire year as opposed to monthly. And this is the same with Amazon Prime. So if you can do this, then do so, because there are some good savings to be had here if you pay up front as opposed to every month. Both Disney Plus and Amazon Prime charge $7.99 a month, which is £95.88 for the year. However, Disney Plus only charge £79.90 for a yearly subscription, which effectively gives you 2 months for free. And this is the same for Amazon Prime. They actually charge only £79 a year. So again, that is a couple of months free as opposed to paying monthly. And you can also do the same with a lot of Apple services that you might use, such as Fitness Plus. So get that calculator out. Okay, number 5, get cash back for everyday expenses. This is a great one. I wanted to speak a little bit about this on everyday expenses because, quite frankly, I am sick to death of so many influencers in the personal finance space saying to stop buying the lattes every day and put down the Greg's vegan sausage rolls because the little things add up. Stopping buying the little things that genuinely bring you joy and make your day that much better will turn you into a horrendous person. Believe me. And look, we only get one life. So saving money where you can make sense, but cutting things out that you can actually afford will just turn you into a cheapskate. And no one wants to be around a cheapskate. Anyway, getting cash back for everyday expenses is brilliant. There are plenty of credit and debit cards that provide this benefit in the UK, such as Chase's current account, which provides 1% cash back for the first year that you have the account. You may have known that recently I covered that account in a video previously, which you can check out just around here. But in addition to Chase, there's also American Express. They have 2 cashback credit cards currently on the market, and Santander's 123 current account, which provides cashback on everyday stuff and even some of your household bills. And there's also websites that provide cashback for online shopping, such as Top Cashback and Quidco. Literally any website that you can think of is on these sites, which just act as a portal between you and the merchant that you want to shop at. So by simply shopping through these websites, you'll actually receive a percentage of cashback as an incentive. So for example, you might receive like 1% cashback at Domino's Pizza or 5% cashback at Expedia. It literally is anything that you can think of. And if you haven't already signed up to Top Cashback, if you're not already a member, you can use the referral link down below in the description to this video, which will give you £10 to start off with. Got to be worth a like on the video, right? Do stick around for more of these great tips, and if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel for a lot more content where this came from. And finally, there's Honey, which is an internet browser extension that you can install, which will actually scan the online stores where you are at the checkout for any codes that might be active at that store. So that'll give you some money off as well, without you even having to do anything yourself. If there actually isn't any codes available at the time, you can still earn Honey Gold, which you can then convert into gift cards. They also have an Amazon price tracker, so that you can see if an item that you want to purchase has either recently dropped in price or gone up in price. So that is a really great tool to use for saving money. Speaking of which, let's move on to number 6, which is using other apps to save even more money. So petrol is at an utterly ridiculous price these days. Thankfully, there's an app which can counteract some of this cost somewhat, and that is the aptly named Petrol Prices. It's free to download and sign up for, and it will use your location to give you the cheapest petrol prices in your area. You can use the search filters to go as far out as possible, but obviously it doesn't save you to go out and get petrol miles out from where you are just because it's pennies cheaper, but you already know that, right? If you live in a place though that has multiple forecourts, like a big town or a bigger city, this can be a valuable tool in your money saving arsenal, and you can look a little bit more smug than everyone else around you knowing that you're driving around with the cheapest petrol in your tank. Another great money saving app obviously is Amazon. So like I previously mentioned, they're usually the cheapest for everyday essentials, so make sure that you have that downloaded, but with the Honey extension enabled so that you can see the price tracking tool that they have built into their software. And finally, there's a whole army of travel apps where you can save a ton of money as well. Look, we all need a holiday, and you could use the money that you're saving from the previously mentioned tips to go towards one. And if you are, or if you want to, download Skyscanner for the cheapest flights, Kayak for the cheapest hotels, and TripAdvisor for the cheapest, or shall I say, best value for money, local places to eat at for where you've booked. Number 7 is avoid debt at all costs. So with the Bank of England upping the base rate of interest 3 times recently, debt is getting increasingly more and more expensive. If you have credit cards, loans, or any other high cost debts, you need to get rid of these ASAP. And if you do need to do this, check out my video guide to becoming debt free right here at the top. If you're not in debt, don't do it. Don't do it right now. There is simply no point in taking out a credit card to pay for what you need in life and then pay it back at an extortionate interest rate of 20+%. Likewise, for taking out a loan of 10 to 15% on average to pay for something else, such as a house or a car, is not a good move in really any economic climate. If you do have a mortgage, ensure that you've got a decent fixed rate locked in, because if you're on a standard rate, you're going to need to get out of that as soon as you can. The interest rate is going to keep on going up and up and up. And then finally, number 8, have an emergency fund. I've spoken about this so much before, but everyone needs an emergency fund. Having a financial buffer of 3 to 6 months worth of household expenses ensures that you avoid that high cost debt to simply pay for an emergency, which is what the majority of Brits are doing at the moment. Don't use someone else's line of credit. Build your own and have it stored in an easy or an instant access savings account so that it pays you a certain percentage of interest as opposed to the other way around. Now, unfortunately, with saving rates being so low and inflation outpacing those savings, you're going to probably have to top this up every single year once you've initially built it up, but it's so much better to have this than to not. Any other cash that you have left over that you simply don't need in the short term, invest that into the stock market to ensure that the majority of your money safely outpaces inflation. The S&P 500's average annual return is at 10.5%, so even at 30-year highs of inflation, your money could outgrow the current rate of inflation by 3.5%, which is great. So there we have it. 8 solid tips to save money during these rough times, which will hopefully be able to ease your mind a little and live a more stress-free life, at least financially. As always, I really hope that you found some value in this video. If so, give it a thumbs up and let's have a discussion about it in the comments down below. Perhaps you have some other tips to save money that I haven't mentioned. If you do, again, make sure to mention them and I will highlight all of these. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing for more money related content. Follow me on all socials down below for even more. And remember, until next time, as always, every quid counts. See you soon.